When I always think of putting like football cards away in like football card books and like putting them into pages or whatever, every single Jags card I'd ever get when I was young was Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
I just think of that name. I think he's probably one of the better players that they've had. He's not a Hall of Famer or anything.
Maurice Jones-Drew murdered me in every Madden game I ever
Yeah,
played.
see,
He was a little bowling
another
ball
Madden thing
that just launched you everywhere.
Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Andy Newman, and alongside me, as always, is the man, the myth, Daniel Keeniel.
It's just Keen.
I know, yeah.
Much apologies for the technical difficulties to everybody on our
the
live
live,
stream right
yeah.
now. Our podcast studio computer decided to just take the Friday off.
Yes. But then it came back after we revived it.
Well, when in doubt, reboot it.
That's what I've heard.
Darren, the IT guy.
And there's somebody else in the studio. It's feeling a little cramped. There's somebody else here. Who is that? And say your name. Who are you?
Not that fast.
That was one of the weirdest intros.
Oh no!
Say your name.
My name is Max Robson.
And what do you do?
I'm also a student at Ball State. I like
Hey.
to sleep. That's really it. I guess I'm here because Andy asked me to be here.
That is true. Max Robson works with me at Newslink, Indiana. Good guy, knows some sports. A Wisconsin guy. Big fan of cheese.
Yeah.
Are you a big cheese guy?
Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
from Wisconsin.
So you're a Green Bay fan.
I am a
He
Green Bay
is.
fan.
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
You got to
What?
let me know about this
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, the NFC North garbage,
Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
What fan are you?
Yeah.
I'm from Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
I can't even be.
Time out. We're gonna run the NFC North this year.
Yeah, I still just feel bad. Like
Okay.
you're gonna be good, and then all your
okay.
star players are gonna retire by 22.
Stop the pity party. Holy
Woo!
moly. At least we know who our quarterback's gonna be.
Yeah,
we
we
should-
do. It's Jordan Love.
We should have brought in Greer, and then we would have had 3. And then Cosmo's a Vikings fan. That would have been 4. That would have been the
We should-
entire
it's
NFC
Jordan
North.
Love season.
We should do
Yeah.
an episode of the podcast where we bring on a fan of each team in the division.
Oh,
and
that would be
hash it out.
Yeah, I don't think I know. I don't know if I know any Texans fans or Jaguars.
No,
I know one
Tex-
Jags.
I know a Texans fan.
Yes, Ashton, by the way. Shout out Ashton.
I know a
Texans
Texans
fan?
fan.
You know a
Texans fan?
Yeah, Ryan Stoyitz.
Who's- I don't know if I
Pray
know
for
him.
Ryan
He's in Sports
Stoyitz.
Link.
Got you.
Oh my
SportsLink, of
gosh.
course.
A Texans
Yeah.
fan? Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yikes.
no, I feel
Like,
bad for him too.
Being a Lions fan's pretty hard, but it's better than being a Texans fan.
That would suck.
Both
Okay.
would suck.
Do we want to talk sports? Do we want to do
No.
that? This is
No.
a sports podcast.
we're
All right,
good.
let's not do that then. So how's that Dr. Pepper?
Well, Dr. Pepper, you
Yeah.
guys can sponsor us, please and thank you.
Yeah. So when Max asked when he came on, it's like, how serious is this podcast? We also talked to him the fact that we talked about Ben Hamilton for about 15 minutes one episode. Yeah.
The last guest we featured on the podcast,
Yeah.
he was on the podcast because I bumped into him in the hallway on my way to record.
Yeah,
the
that sounds right.
podcast. So we're kind
I
of like
respect
that.
that.
We're
I
kind of like
respect
that.
But okay, so Max, we always ask our guests here, what's your sports background? What do you do? What did you do in high school? What do you do now? What's your
Hold up. I don't think we've ever asked anybody that.
Yeah, we do. We talked to Riki about it. We talked to
Well, Riki was like
yeah.
an athlete interview.
Whoa.
Well, I'm going to start talking and asking people about it. It comes up naturally. I don't just immediately ask.
Yeah, I
but
think
whatever.
I don't think we ever asked it like that.
But I'm gonna
just goes
I
in.
did.
What did you play
Yeah.
in high
Anyways,
What'd you do?
back in
Yeah.
2011, not 2011, about
2011.
2015,
There we
I was
go.
a baseball state champ for my little league. So,
Oh, hey.
you know, you're in the
There we
presence
go.
of greatness right now.
Did you go to the
Wow.
Little League World Series?
No, it was the year before I could go. You can go when you're 12, and I won when I was 11.
Oh,
Wow.
We then
So you could have gone to the World Series.
We could have gone to the World Series, but then the next year we tried running it back, but then we didn't know how to hit a baseball in the championship game.
Oh.
Yeah, so we
It
lost
sounds
to
like you're
Appleton.
still pretty upset about this.
I am very upset about this.
Well, actually, I can get behind.
You would also be upset.
I would
Yeah.
also be. I
Anyone
can
would
get
be
behind
upset.
this. Like
Understandable.
I kicked in high school, and there was this one game where every other team who didn't have a kicker, they just like ran 2-point conversions
Yeah.
every time they scored. But we just kicked field goals, and they ran a 2-point conversion and they missed it, and we were in overtime. And all we needed to do was score a touchdown and kick the extra point, which extra points are easy to make in high school. And we're on the goal line.
Tell that
We're
to
2
mine.
yards out. It's fourth and goal. and they run it, and the kid fumbles it on the run, and I didn't get a chance to get a game-winning extra point.
Hey, that'd have been an anecdote.
I will be forever upset about that.
Yeah, that sucks. And you know what? It wasn't even for your high school, though, as I've come to find out.
For another high school.
Yeah. He was a football player, and he played football for another high school.
So my high school didn't have a football team. Yeah. So they were like, oh, we'll go co-op with this other school. And then me and everybody from my high school won academic all-state for that school. And our school's team average was like the highest in the conference because of the 6 kids we had that were from my school because our school got really good grades.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's enough anecdotal for today.
Yeah. So I, in high school, I started out as a 3-sport athlete, then added track my junior and senior year.
So
I was a 4-sport athlete. So baseball, football, basketball, and then track. Yeah. For some reason, I also was in the musical for 5 years. Yeah. I really didn't have free time, but in football, I was our quarterback and safety. Fun fact about that
back
one.
in the 1930s football NFL right there.
Oh yeah. So fun fact about that one, my senior year, I thought we weren't going to win a playoff game because we were unranked and the team we were playing was ranked 6th. So I told the team that if we won, I would shave my head. And we shut them out. 17-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have not heard this story before.
Yeah, no, we blew them out.
I need to get the shaved head pick.
Trust me, I got a few shaved head picks.
We need a shaved head pick.
Need it. Was it clean shaven or buzz?
So actually it was they would cut my hair however they want. They were like dead set on a mullet until one freshman went, we should give him the headphones. Where it's just that line. It's just that line of hair. I had to keep that for a single day before I could cut it off.
Oof.
Yeah. It was.
Can we get some pictures of this?
Yeah,
we'll post it on Instagram.
I'll absolutely
on
Insta.
No,
for the episode.
We'll post it on Instagram. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. We'll put it on the story. How about that? I'm not making a whole post for just Max's head. I'm not doing
just
that.
No caption,
context.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's just your head. Yeah.
Listen to the pod.
For context, this is why this is on our Instagram account. You know what? Yeah, a little Easter eggs for people who actually pay attention.
Just put it.
That'd be
just
helpful.
Put it on a post with no caption,
no caption,
no comment, no
nothing.
nothing.
And
if they
want me tagged of just a photo of my shaven head.
And if they want to know,
they want to know
what's in the
podcast.
episode.
Yeah.
Should we put the episode number in the caption?
There we go.
Yes.
Maybe not even that. I don't know.
No, one of you guys should just comment it afterwards.
Yeah. That would be helpful. Well, I'll think on that. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, but I'll get you the photos.
It would. Okay, that works.
I was a 4-season varsity athlete for baseball.
Yeah.
2 varsity years for basketball, technically 3. And then I started track my junior year, and it was the only sport I went to state in.
Except for Little League Baseball.
Except for Little League Baseball, which I won.
Yes, there you go. See, I wanted to. I know that Max has a pretty extensive background with like literally playing every single sport in high school. Yeah. So I wanted to give you a platform to just like kind of strut your stuff a little bit.
But I'll still submit my dog in a portfolio.
Yeah,
don't worry.
That is one of the funniest things. That's
what?
one of the funniest. Oh, here, listen to this. This is one of the funniest Max Robson stories that I've ever heard. So you know how with SportsLink, if you're applying for SportsLink, you have to do the whole essay. You got to get a letter recommendation and everything, and then at the very end, there's like a portfolio that you submit your work that so they can see like, hey, this guy's good to go. We can add him to the SportsLink program.
Yeah.
So you had to already have had work to get into SportsLink.
I didn't know that.
Max did not know that, as one would. So he wanted to be in SportsLink. Obviously, you're going to Ball State, but he didn't have a sports program. Program or anything.
Nope.
So for his portfolio, what did you submit, Max?
So there was one photo that I took during a basketball game.
Yep.
And then
promising
some photo of the sunset.
Yeah.
And then a picture of my dog.
Was it like a good picture of your dog, or did you take it on your phone?
It was a pretty decent photo of my dog.
Let me see.
I can't find the photo.
So for his SportsLink oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, we're posting that.
I just saw the picture of his headphones.
We're posting that.
But no.
Or do you want to post this one?
Oh Lord.
Send us an array.
Yeah,
we'll do a little carousel.
Yeah.
But
he submitted for his portfolio a picture of his sunset and his dog.
I'm not gonna lie, I put this podcast on my portfolio.
No, but like,
but that makes sense.
A picture of your
I
dog.
didn't know what to put. I emailed, reached out, asked what they wanted in the portfolio, and it was the most vague response that I've ever gotten.
I'm not. If it's SportsLink, I'm not surprised. Or you're Claire Whitty, and you can be like, "Hey, I want to join. I'm thinking about joining. Like, can you let me know?" And then they just let her in because she was already doing amazing stuff and got an internship with the Steelers. So they were like, "Whatever."
Yeah. Claire Whitty's just her. It just is what it is.
Yeah, she is her.
Yeah.
So we missed last week, but
sorry about that.
Little bit of important stuff happened last week in the NCAA Final Four, and we crowned national champions.
Champions, yes.
Yeah. Did you guys watch it too closely?
I did. Did you watch the LSU Iowa game?
I wish I did.
It was awesome.
I did not though.
I watched the women's
I saw the
championship.
highlights.
Yes, it was sick.
I did not watch the men's.
You didn't watch the men's, really?
No, because it was UConn, San Diego State.
It was,
and I was like,
not really a game.
They were going to blow them out anyway.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be UConn, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah. But the Iowa LSU game was awesome.
Iowa LSU game was very good. Quick question though.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing?
That's stupid. It's a little. It's
wait.
Yeah.
Little backstory.
Yeah. Give me.
So Caitlin Clark, leading up to the national championship game, I think it was the quarterfinals or the semifinals.
Yeah.
Basically, she did like the John Cena "you can't see me" symbol.
Okay, that was dumb.
In front of like her opponent. It was a little bit of taunting, and let me just say,
Caitlin Clark is the best player in the country.
Yeah, but it was taunting during the game.
Yeah.
It's so much different.
Time out. I respect taunting, and I honestly emphasize taunting in all parameters of the sport. I think it makes it a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah.
Secondly, so Angel Reese did the same thing to her during the national championship game when NLSU was winning.
And
when they were up 30.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, Angel Reese did put a ring on it, which, let me be real, every athlete who's ever won a championship has walked around the arena/stadium and said, "Put a ring on it," to every person who was ever looking.
Nothing new.
I did
Nothing
that when
new.
I was 11.
Yeah.
I get the slight crassness of, you're up by 30 and you're still doing a little bit of taunting, but honestly, I think the amount of backlash that Angel Reese is getting over this
kind of wild.
Is preposterous.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's horrible. I don't think. I'll let you guys put your opinions in there, but I think it's a pretty black and white as to the difference between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, legitimately.
Yeah.
And I think people's reaction to Angel Reese is pretty systemically horrible.
I don't know. I think it's bad. Max, you got something to say? Do you?
Sorry, we were in fun
you
zone.
go first.
We were in
in
fun zone, and then I took a step into systemic racism.
Oh yeah,
but
this is I think the deepest we've ever gone. So Max, welcome.
Go.
No, I think it's definitely a big. Well, I don't know why people are so upset about it. Do I think that it's a little much? Sure. I mean, but people are I'm okay with people doing that when they're winning a championship. Like, you're working your whole life to do that kind of thing. Was 15 seconds of doing the "you can't see me" to Caitlin Clark walking around tracking her kind of a little much? Sure. Yeah. But I mean, you're winning a national championship. You're going to get excited. I think, does Caitlin Clark deserve a lot of respect for what she's done for the game of women's basketball? Yes.
I don't. But with Angel Reese's thing and everyone's backlash about it, it's not any disrespect to Caitlin Clark. It's one competitor celebrating over another.
But that's what people are seeing, is that it's the fact that it's disrespect to Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark has done so much for the game of women's basketball, which it's just perspective, honestly. And I think that Angel Reese had all the right in the world to do like the ring thing or whatever, but I think this was a little bit much. It's just a little much.
Was it though? Caitlin Clark was up on an opponent in the Elite Eight and did the same thing.
She did that to the crowd. She didn't do that to like.
No, she did it right to the player, dude.
I don't remember. No, look it up. She did it to the crowd. It wasn't like to a specific.
Either
player.
way, it was like a 2-point game with like 2 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah,
like
they were up a bunch.
And she just hit a 3.
Yeah,
they were forced to call a timeout. And then she went, "You can't see me." That's when you taunt.
Yeah.
When you're up 30, it's just being a bad sport.
I don't know. I mean,
like, I get it. I don't
know.
It's still the championship game.
It's just
she was doing it to the bench, but
exactly.
But still,
it's still the championship game.
Yeah.
I would probably be taunting as well.
Oh yeah,
because that's just me personally.
Exactly.
But at the same time, Caitlin was showing zero. Like she was like,
didn't even care.
She didn't even care.
Yeah.
That's when you stop. When they don't care, you just stop.
Yeah.
But no, like that's not how taunting works.
I know.
You taunt until you get a reaction. There
was no reaction coming.
Like I think it was it.
I think it's very similar to. Do you remember who was number 31? And was it Antonio Cromartie? Am I thinking or whoever? Number 31 on the Buccaneers in the 2020 Super Bowl when the Buccaneers won.
I'm thinking the same thing. I think it was Anton Winfield Jr. Right?
Something like that.
Winfield,
yeah. And he goes the 2 to
PP sign.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
It's pretty. I think it's very
pretty much
similar
the same.
That.
You know,
It's
you're
very
in a
similar.
championship game. You know, tensions are
he had
high.
He had all right to do that.
Emotions are high.
I mean,
he won. I don't really. I've always been like as long as it's not like off the court personal. So do you guys remember a little bit of a soccer thing? Do you guys remember Zinedine Zidane getting a red card in his final World Cup game for France France was playing
not my cup of tea.
France was playing Italy in the
Maybe
World
now.
Cup final.
Yeah,
and it's Zidane's last game with the national team. They know he's going to retire after, and he technically retires in disgrace because I think it was like halfway through the second half. One of the Italian players goes up to him and says something in his ear, and they're like, he's never said exactly what the player said, but he was like, it was something about his mom or his sister or something. Yeah. And Zinedine Zidane turned around and headbutted him in the chest, got a red card, kicked out. When it gets personal like that, I'm like, oh, that's a totally different story. But when you're two competitors and you're two of the top two teams in the country playing for a national championship. I let it all loose. I don't care.
I think so, and
makes the game more fun.
Yeah, and I also think that there's an issue with that, with the fact that Caitlin Clark was called with that stupid technical foul on throwing the ball. The tensions are so high. Again, like even I don't know. For me with championship games, I think like there's a lot of stuff that needs to be let go with how manic or animated people get, and I think that throwing a ball away is stupid for giving a whole tech for it. Or
also
whole tech for it. Hey,
wow.
There's a bleep. There we go. Where's that at? 16 minutes 27 seconds.
What'd you say?
I said but a different version of it. Yeah, I'll go back. Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
But okay, so I will say, like on a slight tangent, LSU's coach being all over the floor,
nuts,
grabbing onto the officials, like that's
nuts.
That's a tech. That's possible ejection.
That was
And she didn't get anything for it.
No, she got nothing.
She didn't get anything for it.
That was wild.
My big issue with what happened with Angel Reese is when Caitlin Clark did it in what is considered a slightly less at stakes game. Yeah. With Caitlin Clark's with her moxie, with her attitude, with the way she taunts on the floor just as much as any other player in the country.
I agree.
And she backs it up, which is whatever.
Yeah.
But she does it, and there's nothing. There's Caitlin Clark's so good. Caitlin Clark's the best in the nation. Caitlin Clark's got attitude. She's got moxie. She backs it up. But when we have a black LSU player doing it, everybody has a big stink about it, and that's where it becomes a bigger issue than just tensions high.
Which I understand. I think I don't know. It's just the context of the fact that she followed her around was maybe just a little bit different. Which I know. I get it, and also the fact that it was like 15 seconds of just taunting around, and also it was to Caitlin Clark, which she is again like just how big of a name that she is. Like I don't know. People took issue with it. But one thing that is a bright spot of this, though, and I think this is very cool. We've been talking for 10 minutes about women's college basketball.
I love
Isn't that
women's
awesome?
college basketball.
Awesome. Isn't that great?
It's so fun.
I said it.
That's cool.
I said it a couple weekends ago.
Even for maybe a bad thing, but overall, like everyone, it was hyped about that game instead of the men's game.
We got the same amount of views as like the 2019 championship.
Yeah,
we got
like NBA finals.
Yes, they were consistently getting more games in the women's college basketball tournament this year than NBA games.
It's because of people like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, big names.
Paige Beckers.
Yep.
Who was huge in high school and kept growing. It's just she got injured, so people kind of forgot about her. And
she'll be back next year. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
And now Angel Reese coming next year will be seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things as well with the whole like you can't see me thing. It's like that. It's like a Steph Curry versus Trae Young thing. They could do the same exact thing, and it would be taken differently because people love Steph Curry. If you see someone taunt Steph Curry on the court, you're mad at that player no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's like
which
Caitlin
makes
Clark.
sense. Yeah.
And that's like Caitlin Clark. You see someone taunting Caitlin Clark, you're like, I don't like that person now.
It's like anytime anybody tries to take a pot shot at Peyton Manning or take a shot at Tom Brady, like the diehards come out of the woodwork and it gets ugly. But
I think Caitlin Clark is just a big figure that people took issue with the fact that, well, why are you disrespecting someone that's done so much? Which I think I can also see the racial thing coming into it, which I do believe. I do not believe that is not a factor 100%. I think it is, but it's just. At the end of the day, as much as it, and also the fact that Iowa was almost going to get invited to the White House, which is stupid.
Oh, so actually,
that's stupid.
Great thing to bring up. Great thing to bring up. Darren, who's watching right now, texted me and he said, "Does the women's runner-up deserve to go to the White House?"
No.
And
Caitlin Clark even agrees.
I think it was.
That's another slap in the face.
I'm like 90% sure it was a joke. When I first I was reading the story about it, I thought it was a joke because Jill Biden went to Iowa, right?
No, I don't know, something like that. But from what I heard, Angel Reese was talking on like Brandon Marshall's podcast and said that like Jill tried to like get into the locker room before, and Biden like didn't have them in his bracket, so they were like, no. It's like Biden didn't pick LSU in his bracket, so they were like, yeah, we don't want Jill in here, which I think is so funny. Like, yeah, you didn't pick us in your bracket, so we don't want you in the room. Like, come on,
I didn't make a bracket.
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, I stand corrected. She did not go to Iowa. Never mind.
I don't know. Whatever.
If Jill Biden went to Iowa, I kind of get like the joke prod about it.
Yeah.
But basically, she was like, we should invite Iowa to the White House too, or we should invite Caitlin Clark to the White House too. And everybody and their mother was like, no, what the heck are we talking about?
Which
just frame a picture of Caitlin Clark in the White House.
There you go. I think
yes.
I think that Caitlin Clark, I understand the thought process behind it just because of how big of a figure she is and how much she has helped get the women's game to where it is right now. I think this is an all-time high for women's college basketball. And I think a lot of the reason is because of Caitlin Clark and what she was able to do and the eyeballs that she was able to grab. So I think that she was trying to reward that, just how much that she has affected and changed the game by inviting Iowa to the White House as well, but they didn't earn it. So
they didn't earn
I think Caitlin Clark as an individual earned that prestige, but I don't think that obviously the team 100%
Let's
is
be
not,
real.
Without
Caitlin Clark, Iowa doesn't make the tournament.
Correct. No way.
But still, she did not win the national championship.
Yes.
She doesn't get to go to the White House.
Tom Brady wasn't invited to the Patriots weren't invited to the White House when the Giants beat him twice. Nope.
Thank you.
Doesn't make any sense.
But back to your comment earlier about the rise of women's basketball.
Yeah.
The national championship had an ESPN Plus record 9.9 million viewers.
With a height of 12.6.
Yep, with a height of 12.6. The 2023 Final Four across the whole weekend averaged 6.5 million viewers, 87% increase from 2022's in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's ESPN's most viewed Final Four weekend on record, men's or women's.
What were we going to say there, Max? Sorry. Continue, Dan. Sorry.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Perfect. Well, I was going to say, and moreover, we're talking about the national championships, and we're putting the women's game first because it was a more competitive affair. It was something more entertaining to watch. It was more complex. It was more intriguing. I mean, that's kind of says everything it needs to say about the growth of the women's game.
Which is awesome. Again.
Which is absolutely amazing. But speaking of the men's side, it was kind of an upset year. I mean, I don't think a number one seed made the Final Four.
No, they did not. No.
Which is wild.
Which is great.
Which is the first time, I think, like ever.
Which is great, and we love it. And the women's Final Four still overtook it, which is, I think it was almost like people, because there weren't number one seeds in, people were a little less interested.
Yeah, because everyone's brackets were busted.
No one really cared anymore.
Except for the people who randomly took UConn, which, good for them. I have no idea how you do that. But I think it was a great tournament. I think the fact that there was so many upsets made it pretty cool. But then again, you got to live with the fact that with all the upsets, at the end of the day, you're going to get a 5 versus a 4 in the final game. I mean, and then it's a 15-point blowout. But by the way, shout out UConn for going at the beginning of the year in the preseason AP poll, being unranked to going to the best team in college basketball and one of the widest margins of victory throughout the entire tournament. That I think it's 4th. Out of every team, 120. So there's crazy.
There's a few things that we can delve into off this.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let's look at the opposite side of the spectrum. North Carolina, the first ever number 1 seed preseason to not even make the tournament.
Yeah.
Love that. I don't know if you guys saw Caleb Love just committed to Michigan, by the way.
Oh, yeah, did he really?
I just saw that
Things
too.
you love
to
see.
So IU fans are not happy today.
Livid.
Not
they
happy.
wanted to see Caleb Love, Peyton Sparks dialing it up in the hall.
Yeah, that's my brother's going to be really mad when I get home.
Sparks
that
is
sucks.
Be great.
Sorry, Nathan. My bad.
Great
Well, not even my bad. That stinks.
My second question to pose. I don't think I posed a first question. My second topic to discuss.
Yeah.
UConn wins its 5th national championship. The Big East is proving itself to be one of the most competent, straightforward basketball conferences in the United States. Is UConn a blue blood?
Yes.
Who are the Blue Bloods?
Okay. I know. Yep. Duke.
Kansas.
Yep.
North Carolina.
Yep. Kentucky.
And
Villanova.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's one of them.
That is my consensus for the active blue bloods. Some people think you should put Gonzaga in there. I don't think you should put Gonzaga in there.
Gonzaga hasn't even won one. They haven't even won one. No. I think the other ones that are on the edge there are IU. For one.
IU in the last decade,
I'm well aware.
The last 2 decades,
I'm well aware.
Maybe even the last 3 decades, IU has not been a blue blood.
IU is the Cowboys of college basketball. Okay?
Yeah, this is good. Good in the 80s, never again.
Yes, correct. They're the IUs of college basketball. The Cowboys of college basketball.
Well, I think, and I think also on the edge there is Michigan.
Michigan or Michigan State.
Michigan State's not a blue blood. Never won.
I think they're on.
No, they won.
Yeah, they're on the edge a little bit.
They're on the edge. Michigan's on the edge, but Michigan's on the decline.
Yeah,
the last 10 years has not been pretty for
right
Michigan.
Now, bad.
For Michigan basketball.
UCLA is up there.
But
I think that UConn, with that 5th, cements themselves as a blue blood to me. 100%. To me. I mean, they're consistently, when they're in the tournament, they're a contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about UCLA?
UCLA, I said that. UCLA, I think, is up there. Yeah. How many do they have?
64, 65, 67, 68, 73, 75, 95, and one more, and I can't see the 70, 73, 78.
So a long time ago.
Long time ago. Yeah, it's kind of like IU, just like Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think
looking at Deadspin's list of
of blue bloods.
Of blue bloods.
I think there's only
UConn.
I think there's only 4 that are like is the Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, and North Carolina. And I think UConn for me is there. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's that. I think that does it for college basketball talk. A lot of good stuff happening this year.
One shining moment.
Keep it up.
One shining moment was great. By the way,
rest in peace to Jim Nance's career.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the greatest.
That got me.
That was a sad.
Grown men cried. I think I texted you that.
You did, yeah.
Grown men cried.
At the end of his last little saying on his broadcast, he's like, not to rip off of Hello Friends, but to all my family, to everyone at CBS and anyone in the college game.
Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend.
Gosh.
Yes. And he goes, if I learned one thing from this, everyone has a story to tell. Oh. It's like, thank you for being my friend. Just hits you in the heart.
I was a little choked up. I won't lie.
Good guy.
Yeah, and the end of college basketball means that
Jim Nance is doing something else right now.
Oh yes, Jim Nance is doing something else, and that something else is Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
baseball.
No.
What are we talking
Masters.
about?
I was going to say the
golf. Well, we were going to go baseball, then the Masters.
My bad. I forgot. Well, it seemed like
Jim Nance has done baseball though.
No.
I feel like
Is Jim Nance doing anything?
Yeah,
he's doing the Masters.
This is like the generational week for this is like the biggest week in Jim Nance's life. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought. I don't know.
No. He does CBS. CBS doesn't really do baseball. I don't think anything. I think it's more of just like a Fox thing, if I remember correctly. Fox and local Bally sports channels, which, by the way, Rip Bally, they're going.
Oh yeah, they're going under. I will say real quick.
Yeah, they suck.
That ending of his. I swear Jim Nance has done baseball.
No.
Maybe he's just got like a broadcast voice.
That's Joe Buck.
That's Joe Buck.
And Joe Buck is at ESPN, so he doesn't even do baseball anymore, which is crazy.
Sometimes the voices all blend together, I won't lie.
Yeah.
But no, it ends his 37-year run, 355 broadcasts, and 32 Final Fours.
Good for him.
Absolute legend of the game.
Congratulations to Jim.
Yeah.
But so baseball's going on right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching, but
pitch clock is occurring. People are unhappy.
Honestly,
Shohei Ohtani's the first player ever to it was like pitcher strict clock or pitch clock violation and a batter pitch clock violation. Still making the record.
Hey,
books.
there you go.
Real quick, to make you a little bit more upset or sad about the Jim Nance thing, Darren, who's watching right now, just texted me and he said, "Hello, friends," is a nod to Jim's dad who had Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
That's
which
pretty
is sad.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, sadder now.
Yeah, but anyway, continue.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't
hate
hate the pitch clock anymore. Like it's not horrible.
It makes the game faster. And
honestly,
you know what? I haven't watched, so I can't really.
It's not cut. I've been watching the Tigers games.
Yeah,
2-5.
Don't they?
Miggy's last year. I will say, and we'll talk. I think next week we're planning to do a little in-depth MLB episode.
Yeah. Are you a Brewers guy, Max?
Nope.
What are you? I care at all? Care at all?
You will not guess the team that I'm a fan of.
Colorado Rockies.
Nope.
Angels.
Nope.
Mariners.
No. Oakland Athletics.
Why?
Did you watch
Why
Moneyball?
No, that was not the reason I watched. Well, I watched Moneyball, but that's not the reason I am an A's fan. So basically, in Little League, like
the one that you went all the way.
Yeah, obviously.
My Little League team was the Orioles.
Yeah, so in Little League, I was drafted to the A's with
go.
my bigger brother, and then I ended up batting before him, and he threw a hissy fit.
There you go. That's
Look,
why.
I bunted, got on base, and then he would hit a bomb, and he
boom.
I guess
Worked
didn't
out pretty well.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're 2-4 right now, going up against 6-0 Rays.
Yeah. So speaking of the Rays are 6-0, off to a wildly hot start in the MLB. But the Braves are 6-1, also
How
doing
the Cubs
pretty well.
doing?
Cubs are doing 2-3.
I hate
What's wrong with the Cubs?
It was just the Cubs.
They're lovable.
I'm from Wisconsin.
I don't care.
I can't like a
You can.
Chicago team. No.
You can like the Cubs.
No,
the Cubs transcend the Chicago-ness.
Look, go Cubbies, but
you
also
can hate the White
no
Sox.
Cubbies.
Yeah.
Also the
Fine.
Pirates. I don't know. There's something about a pirate that I just
Just got a bad taste.
I think
in
it's
your
the
mouth.
logo.
That might be what.
With the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah.
It's just a horrible franchise.
Yo, Brewers are 5-1 though. I might jump on that bandwagon. I'm allowed to.
But anyway.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I'm from Wisconsin. This
Come
is
on,
allowed.
it's acceptable.
Oh my god.
But
because I was also on that team.
All right, let's close the book on baseball.
But Masters is going on.
Let's talk the Masters.
Tiger Woods isn't going to win it. It's not happening.
Tiger Woods.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted Rory to win it, but he's not.
Is Rory falling back?
Tiger Woods is tied for 50th right now.
Yeah.
He's tied for 50th.
He can do it.
He is 2 above par right now.
Oh.
It's not bad.
I heard the amateur guy that made it from the amateur qualifier or whatever is doing pretty well at one point.
I wish I knew who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
There's
If you
some
had
guy-
a name, that would really help.
Some dude who's an amateur and he's good. Maybe I don't really know. I'll probably watch it on Sunday. I think watching the Masters on Sunday, i.e. Easter. Happy Easter to anyone who celebrates. That's a generational time of the year. I keep saying generational and special. That's a Zoover speak right there. But no, watch it. Sitting down on your couch watching Tiger Woods just absolutely light it up in the Masters at Augusta. He's not this year. Or
Brooks
somebody.
Koepka is.
Some of the best time. It's
Brooks Koepka.
It's gonna be Brooks Koepka?
He's 12 under par right now.
Whoa.
Which
yeah,
is absolutely
followed by
insane.
Sam Bennett,
Okay.
who is 8 under par, and then
Where's Spieth at?
John Ram is 3rd. I
John
don't know who
Ram.
Spieth is.
Never heard of him.
He is. I think that's.
He's
the
the,
Spanish flag.
I have no idea.
Oh, Sam
Yeah.
Bennett. Sam Bennett's the guy
The
you're
amateur?
talking about, the amateur guy. It's pretty crazy.
Spieth is
How's he
6th.
doing?
He's second right now.
What?
He's 8
He's
under.
the amateur dude?
Yeah, Spieth is tied for 6th right now, 5 under par.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Phil
7 strokes
Mickelson's
better
tied
than
11th, which
Tiger
is
Woods.
Yeah. No, that guy went to Texas A&M, and he still
Phil
goes to
Mickelson?
Texas A&M.
look at Sam Bennett go.
Yeah, good for him.
Phil Mickelson's tied 11th, which let's be real, that's a surprise to everybody right now.
Yeah. With that,
I do think it's pretty funny that all the live guys still get to play in these types of competitions, which it just makes for hot controversy all the time.
well, because the Masters isn't through the PGA, right? It's its own thing.
I can't remember exactly how it works, but
The
it's the Players Open,
Yeah.
the U.S. Open, the Masters.
And the Open.
That's the Players Open.
Oh, the Open, is that the one? That's the British,
No,
the
it's
old
the-
British Open, right?
Um,
Oh, and the PGA Championship. That's the other one.
No, but they can't play in the PGA Championship.
You're saying the live?
Yeah, well, I was trying to remember which majors that they can play in. But it's definitely the Masters. It's definitely the Players.
Hey, you know what? Get your bag, bro.
Get your bag, but also
good for Phil. I don't know.
Not really.
Yeah, I get it.
All of the guys that they paid so much money to are performing horribly and not even golfing that much. So
hey,
if you want to know the best amateur right now, technically amateur, he's the one that goes to Vanderbilt. Gordon Sargent is tied for 81st right now. He's 9 above par. He won't be competing against Ball State on the 10th.
We play.
We're supposed to play him, but he will not be there because he is in the Masters.
That's sick. It's
pretty funny.
Because he's the best college golfer.
That's like the equivalent of like cutting school to go to a wedding or something. Like, I'm not there because I'm doing something.
It's like
much
Caitlin
cooler.
Clark saying, "No, I can't play in this championship because I'm playing for Team USA."
Yeah. Pretty wild stuff. I will say I was able to get back on the course last weekend. It is close to golfing time. I shot 105, so those of you who golf can divulge that. But it was pretty out, and I had fun golfing. I'm probably going to go back out this weekend again.
There you go.
I got nothing better to do.
I need to go out disc golfing here soon.
You disc golf?
I disc golf.
I haven't
disc golfed in a long time. I used to go out with my dad.
I disc golfed in high school a bit. It's pretty fun.
Ever done disc golfing, Max?
Yes, once with one of my friends. We both sucked because we were young.
Yeah.
But
as everyone would.
Now I work at a golf course.
Hey. You have a disc golf course on the golf course?
No, we do not. But we have a golf course on the golf course.
There you go.
I'm the one that has to talk to all the moms before they go out on the course. Let's just say I make great golf course beverages.
There you go.
For minimum wage.
Hey,
I work,
but I get free golf. I get free golf.
It's a living.
Except I suck.
I worked grounds at a golf course last year, and I didn't even get free golf.
I remember.
Well, no, I got free golf. If I brought anybody else, they had to pay. Unless you called the GM on like the right day. Like depending on who answered the phone was depending on if you could get a free round for your buddy. Sorry, I totally shut out. Grounds is not something I will do again.
Yeah,
it wasn't great. And
did you have to get up at like 4 a.m?
Most of the summer I went to bed at like 8:30 and woke up at 4 a.m. and I drank a Bang energy drink every single morning.
None of that, please.
I'm pretty sure that single-handedly cut a couple years off my life. But let's shift into some NFL stuff to round out the episode.
I have a fun segment.
Andy's got a great idea.
Yeah. We can maybe do this in about like 15, 25 minutes or so.
Yeah,
let's make it. Let's try it here. Max, are you prepared for this? Are you excited for it? What are you taking pictures of on your computer?
Oh, sorry. I received an email and I was sending it to a group chat.
Okay, understood. Wow, he's just not even locked in.
I'm always locked in.
Oh,
Don't
yeah, sure.
Even.
Sure. Okay.
I'm more locked than you, trust.
So I'm going to go.
No. You cannot be more locked in than Andrew
I'm always
Newman.
locked.
Andrew Newman anchored news this week.
I did. It was fun.
More locked
Newman.
than that.
Yes, he anchors news too.
Yeah, I anchor news as well. Don't even. I anchor news and sports in the same week. I am always locked.
Yes.
Andrew runs sports and
that
anchors news. So
good point.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
By the way, check out Daniel and I's rap about the DN on BSU Daily News on Instagram.
That was pretty good.
My ears.
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Great rap.
DJ Key. People are asking for a part 2.
We're not doing a part 2.
No.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 about Newslink.
Ooh.
No.
Okay. So my idea, fun thing, we did this on the Fantasy Express. Shout out to Bryce, Selke, and Greer over there at the Fantasy Express. You can check me out there. I'm there every week now at 12:30 on Thursdays on 91.3 WCRD, Always Better Radio, online or in person if you live in the Muncie area. So this segment is Faces of the Franchise for every single NFL team ever. And this is a face of the franchise, just like when you think of the franchise, this is the person that comes to mind.
Like
this
first name to pop up.
Yeah, no, not that. Like this is the person that represents this franchise as of right now. It could be like the greatest player, the person that just like when you think of this organization, this is the guy. Like this is the representation of the franchise.
I'm sad right now.
Yeah. So for the Bengals, we're going to start off with the AFC North. I had the Bengals up first. This is actually kind of an interesting one for me. The Bengals really haven't done a whole lot in their tenure as an NFL team. Weirdly enough, I think the person who has done the most for them, and when you think of from now on the Bengals franchise, it is Joe Burrow.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Ocho Cinco.
Chad Ochocinco Johnson.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No,
when you were lining it up, I was like, oh my gosh.
Definitely. Him or Eli Apple, honestly.
No. Eli Apple. No, Chad Ochocinco was the other one that a lot of people said. So I have, obviously, I guess both of you have Ochocinco, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Chad definitely is a huge name in the Bengals, and he's probably, as of right now, maybe their face of the franchise. But I think that Joe has done more for the Bengals organization than Chad has. And from now on, I think in the future, from now until the end of time, it's just going to be, you're going to think of Joe Burrow.
People think Joe Burrow is attractive.
No, it's not because of that.
Time out. Joe Burrow. People don't think Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is attractive.
Yes.
Correct. Face of the franchise. Who's the hottest man on the team?
No,
man's got a pretty face.
Okay, continuing.
But
Joe, stop.
In my rebuttal to Andy's lovely comment about Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
In 5 years, maybe. In 10 years, 100%.
I still think
Right now, he is not big enough, good enough, done enough.
Which I disagree.
If he wins a Super Bowl, he can be the face of the franchise.
He's done. He wins a Super Bowl. He's the face of the franchise.
He's done
an MVP.
Yeah, he's done the exact same as any other player on that franchise has ever done. My close seconds were Boomer Esiason, by the way.
Okay.
Who got them to a Super Bowl and won an MVP.
I think it's in Chicago more though.
Huh? Boomer? No.
I'm thinking Jim McMahon.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, not Boomer
Esiason won an MVP and got them to the Super Bowl. So I think Joe Burrow has done more to put the Bengals on the map and actually not be a laughable franchise than any of these three guys or the other two guys that I mentioned have. That's just me.
You're wrong, Chad Ochocinco Johnson.
Sure.
Moving on, Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This is a toughie?
No, for me it's easy.
Are you going to say Joe Thomas?
No,
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. Thank you. Yes. Are you going to say Joe Thomas?
I think recency bias has it at Joe Thomas.
100% recency bias there.
But Jim Brown.
But, do you really want your entire franchise to be associated with a season stretch where they won one game?
We got a left tackle.
Yeah. Joe Thomas was their best player.
Touche.
Yeah. You know what? That's, hey, trust me. Greer and Greer and Bryce both said Joe Thomas. I think it's a lot of recency bias. I think he's a great guy. Yeah. But, bro, Jim Brown's name is literally Brown.
Yeah.
Come on.
And he was a very good player.
And he's the best player that's ever been on the Browns, and he's the only player that you can associate with an era of the Browns that wasn't a laughable time.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens.
I think it's easy. Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis?
Who were you going to say?
I was going to say probably Ray Lewis or Ed Reed.
Yeah, Ed Reed's up there as well.
And anyone that was on that defense, Terrell Suggs, if you really wanted to, but that's kind of a stretch because those two outshine him.
I think Ray's definitely the guy that, when I think of the Ravens, I think of Ray Lewis. I mean, you can throw some other guys in there. You can throw your Joe Flacco in there. You can even throw Lamar in there right now.
So this might be a maybe one.
Yeah.
But Johnny Unitas.
I don't know. Well, here's the issue.
He played for. He's a quarterback. Yeah, very good quarterback. Played for them when they were the Baltimore Colts.
But here's the thing. You cannot associate the franchise, the city, with the franchise because the Ravens are their own thing. If anything, you can associate old Browns players with the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't go city because then we could once we get into the Titans are the Oilers, not the Texans.
Then Ray Lewis is up there.
Yeah, Ray is number one for me.
Mm-hmm. Probably Ray Lewis.
But there are some other guys that you could totally associate with them as well. But I think Ray Lewis just encapsulates that entire city, that entire fan base.
If Lamar decides to stay, then there's a chance that maybe
he's got to win them a Super Bowl.
But he does.
He's got to mend a lot of fences.
Joe Flacco's way up there as well. Mm-hmm. But for the Steelers, I have a kind of controversial one. Mine is. I want to hear yours, Max. Who would you have?
I was going to go with Troy Polamalu.
That's 100% acceptable answer. Yeah.
Troy Polamalu. I was also going to maybe say Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah. Terry's up there.
Some people might say Ben Roethlisberger, but I don't think
a lot of people say
Ben Roethlisberger.
Mine is actually Mean Joe Green.
Ooh.
Okay. No, that's not a bad pick.
Yes. Mean Joe Green had 10 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros, 2 Defensive Players of the Year, 4-time Super Bowl champion, and during that year that they that stretch where they were literally the best team in football, and they won 4 Super Bowls. I think Mean Joe Green was the best player on that team, probably the most recognizable faces at the time. If you ask all your old heads, who's the best player on that team, it's Mean Joe Green. What? What did I just say? Mean Joe Green. I think he's an iconic Steelers player. A lot of people don't know him now, But I think if you ask any of your old heads, your NFL connoisseurs,
I don't disagree.
it's Joe Green.
I don't disagree. Let's move over to the AFC East.
Yes.
Let's start in Buffalo Bills. I think this one's pretty straightforward.
For me, yes. For me,
I don't know enough.
He's looking up the roster.
Yeah, this player is near and dear to my heart, and I think that he represents the city of Buffalo, the Bills organization. He is a absolute face of the franchise, still active in there and everything that they're doing. I think it's pretty easy to say that it's Jim Kelly.
Thank you.
Jim Kelly took them to 4 Super Bowls. Did they win one? No.
But that's kind of, he embodies the spirit of Buffalo.
He embodies the spirit of Buffalo. He's a fighter. He's had cancer throughout his life and different battles and stuff, but he's come back. He's got that whole organization with his late son Hunter. Yep. He embodies the city of Buffalo. Is still a huge member of of everything that's going on there in Buffalo. I just think when you think of Buffalo, you think of him. Your close seconds are Bruce Smith.
Yep.
Bruce Smith was a big guy during that run as well, but I don't think that he's still a pretty huge member. Yeah.
I think you could talk on Andre Reed for a
little Andre
bit.
Reed is also another big guy during that run in the 90s.
But like you said, I think a big play for Jim Kelly is how dedicated he's been to the franchise.
It still is.
Past his playing days.
Correct. And then another
basically what John Elway's done with the Broncos, but
he's still
in
around.
A good way. John Elway's kind of torched the franchise.
But yeah, and then I said another close second was, as much as it pains Bills fans for me to say this, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up.
I don't. Nope. I no.
Yeah, no. But here's
like
he is the most recognizable Bill of all time.
Not
for
a lot of good reasons.
Yes, for the wrong.
But
reasons.
There's no publicity is bad publicity.
Shut up. No. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
I know he's a joke. He's well aware. But yeah, OJ.
No, OJ.
Like he wasn't even that great of a player.
I hope.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
He was a great player.
OJ did win MVP.
OJ was
and he rushed for over 2,000 yards one season.
Comparative to Jim Kelly,
he was probably a better overall football player than Jim Kelly was. Sadly,
but not a better overall servant to the franchise.
Correct, 100%. But yeah,
and you also don't want your face of the franchise to be someone that was accused.
He settled.
Probably.
He settled in the civil suit.
If the glove don't fit, you must quit.
He settled in the civil suit.
He definitely did it.
Wrote a book called "If I Did It."
It started out as just "I did it."
I know. The funny thing is, like, when you buy the book, it literally just says "I did it,"
and
but
the
if
really
is super small. It's so funny.
He knows.
Okay. Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I think this one. There's one that you could think of.
It's really hard not to think quarterback here.
Yeah, but there are two guys. Two guys for me.
Yeah.
Clearly, who would you say?
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. Mine is not Dan Marino.
Who is it?
Mine is a guy that represents the greatest era in Dolphins history.
Okay.
Won them 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl 7 and 8. They're only Super Bowls. And I think is the only recognizable name from that 1972 undefeated team. That is head coach Don Shula.
That's okay. Are we doing coaches?
We can do coaches.
If we're doing coaches, it's Don
anything.
Shula.
Yeah, we can do anything.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't know.
I don't know coaches enough.
I didn't know we were doing coaches. Don Shula for sure.
I have some coaches and some owners on this list.
Okay,
so, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I think Don Shula.
I think Don. Yeah,
Dan Marino and Don Shula are interchangeable.
Yeah, I thought we were doing just players, but
no.
both of them are up there.
Yeah.
And that actually ties in really well to the next one because there's a quarterback and a coach for the New England Patriots that could arguably be the face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
Now, Brian Hoyer, Jacoby Brissett,
Bailey Zapp,
Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady. I think is unequivocally the number one face of the franchise there. But Bill Belichick, I think, could also has that. He has an argument.
What I think is so and sports has a really amazing way of being romantic in that. There is no Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, and there's no Tom Brady without Bill Belichick.
Yes,
and everyone was like, "Oh, well, Tom Brady left, and he won a Super Bowl with the Bucs."
He had a fantastic supporting cast,
but he had a fan. They built he went there because he knew that team was going to win the Super Bowl. But I think without the other one, it's impossible to have the career they had.
Yeah, but I think I can see Bill being but I think it's Tom.
I would argue that it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think, Tom Brady's now retired. Bill Belichick's still coaching. Yeah. If Bill Belichick can keep winning Super Bowls and keep being competitive, then it's a different story.
Currently, no.
If he can win another one with this team,
I think it'd be Bill.
Props to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the third one on there is Robert Kraft.
Yeah, as an owner.
Yeah. And then last one for the AFC East, the Jets. I think this one's pretty easy. Knock out of the park for me.
Joe Namath.
You know who Broadway Joe Namath.
I know who Joe.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna give up the number 12 to Aaron.
That'll suck.
I am allowed to be a Jets fan.
I don't want
I
him
had
to.
a Jets
Timeout.
team. I had a Jets team
yes.
this year.
Yeah.
I was a dedicated Jets fan.
Oh, now I know why you were smiling, because I know what you were going to say.
Zach Wilson, baby.
As the face of the franchise, Zach Wilson. I was like, there's no way he doesn't know who Joe Namath is. I was like, oh,
No,
yeah.
he was gonna.
He had, for our fantasy football league for Newslink, he had literally every Jets player.
Every Jets player.
Everyone.
Why?
I traded away some
didn't win a
very
game.
good players for really bad players.
I think you traded away for Breece Hall immediately when he got hurt, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, I drafted Breece Hall. And then
you
he got
did?
hurt.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Breece Hall was good in
You
the
still
first
won
couple
0
weeks.
games.
Either
You won
way.
no games.
No, I won one. It was
didn't
against
win
Joey
one?
Moore. Because he
just
just
never
didn't-
checked his lineup,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
he never changed his lineup. It was
That was
great.
funny.
Okay, AFC South, and let's start with the easy picks. The
Yeah.
Colts.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
I think that's a clear consensus.
Yeah.
I think the only two that would be anywhere close, but they're not even really close, are Jim Irsay and Johnny Unitas.
I don't say Jim Irsay.
Jim Irsay, as of right now, is the face of the Colts franchise.
only I knew who
right
that
now.
was.
Not in a good way.
I mean, he's fun. He.
If Andrew Luck decided to play sports,
Yeah.
but
If Andrew Luck had a
Yes.
full career, it's Andrew Luck.
I think low-key, if Andrew Luck wins 2 Super Bowls for the Colts, he's the face of the Colts franchise,
Yep.
which is
Yeah.
crazy. But it's Peyton Manning. Dude literally has a statue in front of the stadium. There is no single player, single person that's done more for the Indianapolis Colts other than the Irsay family. But I think Johnny Unitas has to be at least shot out there. He's 100% the face of the Baltimore Colts, not the Indianapolis Colts. But I think overall the Colts franchise, it would have to be Peyton Manning.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
For Titans, this one's kind of weird because there's not a whole lot of great Titans in history. For the Titans, at least old, I had Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell, yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a single
Oilers.
name in my head. CJ 2K.
What?
He's the only Chris Johnson.
What?
Only-
Chris
okay.
Johnson.
Only-
Yeah.
Only player I can think of in my
can
head.
get that.
I think that might be just some bias for me because I played.
No.
I played Madden 08
Yep.
a lot, and he was so good.
And I think that's a
he-
factor.
And he,
I think it is.
2,000
really.
rushing yards.
Yeah.
Like
He was good.
There's a reason he got the nickname.
Are we? So we're not doing relocation, right?
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Okay,
No,
so
there's Tennessee
well,
Titans.
define it
Same
whatever
things.
way you
Well,
want.
the Tennessee Titans franchise came from the Houston Oilers
Yeah.
franchise.
So you
Awesome
could choose.
and I was
either.
going to say Warren Moon.
Warren Moon's
that's
there.
good call.
Yeah, Warren Moon's
I
up there.
think what
That's
Warren
a valid
Moon
pick.
did for the history of the black quarterback in the NFL is
Yes.
absolutely outstanding. But honestly, I was going to
Do you
say
think Warren Moon's kind of similar to Russell Wilson? Throwback.
shouldn't have sold those cars.
Yeah, I
man.
don't know. Whatever. Continue.
It's a podcast.
Yeah,
Easter egg.
podcast
Yeah,
thing,
go
yeah.
back and listen
Yeah,
to all the
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not listening
But-
to all of them.
I think
It's
Warren
fine.
Moon doubles up for Houston too, which let's move over to Houston now, which
Yeah.
is a kind of a tough.
Oh wait, by the way, I had another one for the Titans.
Yep.
For the actual Titans, I had Steve McNair.
Okay, no, I'll
Yeah.
give you Steve
Valid.
McNair.
He took them to their only Super Bowl appearance that they've had so far, and they've also and he was an MVP with Peyton. So I think he's a big I think he's a big name for the Titans. I think he deserves his flowers.
Yeah,
So,
I'll give you that. Easy Texans.
Easy.
Brock
Absolutely.
Osweiler.
Huh?
Brock Osweiler.
I was gonna say that.
No, I think this one's 100% easy, and when I say the name, you guys will be like, oh, yeah.
Andre Johnson.
J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
It's J.J. Watt.
Yeah, it's J.J. Watt.
When you think of the Texans, you're thinking of J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's a huge face in that franchise.
Maybe a little more
Yeah.
recency bias, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the Texans
It's
have
also
been
the main
around
reason
long
of
enough.
how
you
much
know?
he's done for the city of
Yes,
Houston.
he's their best player that's ever been on the Texans.
Yeah, no.
Andre
But I think
Johnson
Andre
was a
Johnson's definitely
cold-blooded killer.
Yes, Andre Johnson's definitely up there, and I think sadly so is Deshaun Watson. I think DeAndre Hopkins is up there as
It's because
well.
they suck.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, the Texans
Really, all it
yes.
boils down
It's
to.
The Texans really haven't done a whole lot as a franchise, so I,
I
think
wish JJ was just never hurt.
yeah, JJ.
I wish he was playing on a
kinda
competitive
stained
team.
him.
Yeah.
Imagine if he got so TJ Watt is doing amazing things with the Steelers right
Yeah.
now. He's if he finishes career the second half of his career the way
Yeah.
he started his career, he is a face of the franchise.
Yeah, he could
But
be.
if you plug in
if they won a Super Bowl or
if
two,
you
Yeah.
plug JJ Watt into a team that TJ Watt's been in, or into a competitive team or a team
Yeah.
that developed him properly, I mean he's already a Hall of Famer, but he has multiple
better
Super Bowl
career,
rings,
yeah.
They could've
multiple
had JJ
defensive
Watt
players
and
of the year.
Jadeveon
Yeah.
Clowney, but both of them are hurt too much.
But yeah.
Yeah.
For the AFC South, the last one, the Jaguars. Who I'm interested to see. I have mine. You want me to give you mine?
Please do.
Sure.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Shad Khan, who's the owner.
I get that too.
He brought in the expansion franchise.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of things to keep them in Jacksonville.
That mustache.
He's always looking for the positives in the franchise. I think he's done a lot. I mean, it's still a very young franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, you could throw Blake Bortles up there. You almost took him to a Super
Jalen
Bowl.
Ramsey.
But
I can't name
Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell, actually. I mean, he's done a lot of good things in Baltimore, but Calais Campbell's up there. I think
the
Shad
only
Khan
player in my head was Jalen Ramsey. And
Yeah.
that was really sad.
Yeah, no, and that's not.
Isn't even there
But
anymore
it's also
now.
a young franchise.
Yeah,
I mean, the
very
first
young.
year was 2000, right?
Like 99, something like that. But yeah, I think I don't know. When I always think of putting football.
95.
95. Jeez. When I always think of putting like football cards away in my football card books and like putting them into pages or whatever, every single Jags card I'd ever get when I was young was Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
I just think of that name. I think he's probably one of the better players that they've had. He's not a Hall of Famer or anything.
Maurice Jones-Drew murdered me in every Madden game I ever played
see,
because he was a little bowling
another
ball
Madden thing.
that just launched you everywhere.
Yeah, Maurice
By the way,
Jones-Drew.
AFC East or West?
For the Jags, I think about 10 years from now, maybe 5 years from now, it'll be unequivocally Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I think that at some point in time, and just not now.
The car's still more famous.
It's going to be a laugher kind of question, like that Peyton Manning one. You know, that's what he'll
I hope.
be. Yeah, I hope. I hope so as well. Wish nothing but the best.
Yeah, AFC West.
Laffer for the first one for the Chiefs.
Laffer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mahomes.
It's Mahomes.
Mahomes.
The only other one that I said was a close second was Lamar Hunt. Who's the guy who brought in the Chiefs franchise and created the AFL, but I think he's not like a huge recognizable name.
If there was no Patty Mahomes, then I guess you could probably say Travis Kelce to an extent, but that's really
Travis is up there,
weird.
yeah, sure.
But in a sense, there's no Travis Kelce without Patrick Mahomes.
I think there could still be
Patrick
a Travis
Mahomes
Kelce.
is the type of quarterback that makes you utilize your tight ends. I don't think every quarterback utilizes their tight ends the way that Patrick Mahomes does.
Yeah.
I miss Gronk.
And then also,
we didn't even talk about him for the Pats.
And he's up there for the Pats
Tom Brady.
too. Yeah,
it's Tom Brady.
He's up there for the Pats too. Good for, but I think another close second for the Chiefs before the Patrick Mahomes era, Jamal Charles.
Yeah,
give him. Yeah,
Andy Reid
Reid's
could
up there
be
as
kind of
well.
like what he's done for the team.
Jamal Charles torched my Packers one time, and I can't get it out of my head.
Dude was good. He was good. He defined that era of the Chiefs. Yes, he defined that era of the Chiefs when they were like at least okay.
Decent.
Next one, Broncos. I think this one's easy too. What do we got, Max?
I think it's the only two-time face of the franchise.
Correct.
Peyton Manning.
No. Whoa. I disagree.
Is he not one of the best players? Like
he's only won one Super Bowl with the Broncos, by the way. Peyton?
He said two-time face of the franchise, not
two-time face
Super
of the
Bowl.
franchise. You need to be seen as the face of two.
Gotcha. No, for me.
Who
as
is it,
much as
Andy?
I love Peyton.
Who is it?
It's John Elway.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
I forgot.
I think John Elway loses some points because his kind of administration stuff's been pretty bad. But
I think John Elway won them 2 Super Bowls. They're only 2 Super Bowls before Peyton. He was still active in the franchise. I think when you think of the Broncos, for me, you think of John Elway before Peyton. But I did have Von Miller and Peyton Manning up there as my close second.
But he gave away a kidney for Russell Wilson.
That he did. And that is not working out very well as
That's
of now.
working out great.
I think Sean Payton could turn it around.
He could.
Just
We'll
saying.
see.
Have
I
hope.
don't.
We'll see.
The Chargers is kind of tough.
I have one.
Phillip Rivers.
Yep. Phillip Rivers for me. Who are you thinking?
I was thinking
LT?
Yeah.
Ooh,
LaDainian
LT.
Tomlinson. Yeah,
I think
LT's
LaDainian Tomlinson. Like
up there.
Yeah,
He's
that's
up
a
there.
good
So is
pull.
Antonio Gates.
Or
Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Antonio Gates is what we're thinking. Antonio Gates, a Mid-American Conference boy.
Yeah. Is he actually?
Played at Toledo.
Wow, I didn't
Or
know
no,
that.
wait. No, he played at Kent State, I think. One sec. Time
I
out.
always get those two mixed up somehow. But yeah, no. I think, and then also I think that Justin Herbert has the ability to be that guy.
Kent
as
State.
well.
I'm hoping for a chance at Derwin James being a potential, but he's just he's great, but he's injured right now.
He's
so
injured
people
a
are
lot.
forgetting about him.
I think Justin Herbert has the opportunity to if he wins them a Super Bowl, he's their guy.
That's the Seminoles bandwagon.
Yeah.
Me, though.
And then Raiders, I think it's easy too. This one may not be something that you immediately think of.
Are you going to say Al Davis?
Who's out there?
Are you going to say Jim Plunkett?
No.
Because I'm going to say Jim Plunkett.
Okay. Who's that?
I wish I knew who that
He was their quarterback when they won their first 2 Super Bowls.
But I'm thinking
Won them 2 Super
I'm
Bowls.
thinking higher.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
No. I have one of, and we've talked about
Are you saying John Madden?
Yes.
Okay, timeout.
Yes.
John Madden football.
John Madden is the face of the Raiders franchise.
You might be right about that.
Yeah.
You
Like
But honestly, here's my thing about John Madden, and with all due respect.
Yeah.
I think he was more famous during his broadcast career than he was during his coaching career.
And I get that, but I think
they still remember him as a Raider.
Yeah, and he brought them that Super Bowl. I think that when you think of him as a coach, though, but I understand that. I understand that he got more prestige from being a broadcaster and all the Madden video games and anything. But I think that he's the biggest face of that franchise. When you think of him in an NFL setting, it's the Raiders.
But I think Al Davis is really high up there for his moxie as an owner, for his
I get that as well.
Unorthodox style for what he did for the team. But then, Jim Plunkett brought them 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He was a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
And he was a quarterback that was highly criticized for a long time too.
And I think another person that's up there also is Bo Jackson, even though he was only there for a little bit.
If Bo Jackson doesn't get injured, Bo Jackson's a face
of the franchise.
He could be seen as one of the best players to ever exist.
Yep.
Heading over to the NFC, let's start out west with the NFC West. Let's go Arizona Cardinals first.
I have this one as a laugher, and I don't think there's anyone anywhere close to this individual.
Kyler Murray.
No, Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Oh, and no, there's no one. Patrick Peterson was the only name that said got anywhere.
Peterson, some people might say
no.
He hasn't stayed.
It's not Carson Palmer.
Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner. He reminds me of Carson Palmer so much for some reason.
No, but it's Larry, man.
You only think
it is Larry.
Yeah.
It is Larry. It's 100% Larry. But I think there's some respect to guys like
Kurt Warner, Edgerrin James, that whole team.
James,
Anquan Bolden.
Anquan Bolden.
That's a name to throw out there. But yeah, I think it's Larry. For the 49ers, this one's an interesting one.
Ooh.
I think I have a clear one for me.
They got some oldies.
I have a clear one for me.
Joe Montana.
It's Joe Montana.
It's Joe Montana.
Yeah.
It's Joe Montana.
I was heard the argument that it should be Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time. But I think Joe Montana was the face of them winning all those Super Bowls, and I think he still is.
Yeah.
So when I think of Cool Joe, I'm thinking of Joe Montana, and I'm thinking of the 49ers.
I will say, and a lot of people gave a lot of flack for the transition from Joe Montana to Steve Young. But that is exactly how your franchise should transition quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, and that's
Packers take notes.
That's what the Packers are doing. Right?
The Packers did that,
except
they only have a Super Bowl with 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But Jerry Rice, Steve Young were my second closest, but Joe Montana.
I mean, in a sense, you could say Dwight Clark because he has probably one of the most iconic moments in 49ers history.
Which is the catch.
The catch,
yeah. But I think Joe Montana is that guy. For the Rams, I think that there's.
Are we doing St. Louis Rams?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
I think when you think of
Marshall Faulk
up there, I had him as a close second.
I have him pretty high up there.
But
quarterback bias.
Yeah, it is.
There's some quarterback bias.
But
I'm trying not to pick a quarterback every single time. But
sometimes it just is.
Yeah.
I think Kurt Warner, when you're thinking of the Rams, if you think of that 1999 greatest show on turf, you think of that Super Bowl era, that run with Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, and dude literally has a movie poster, whole movie, and a movie poster that you literally see him in a Rams uniform on the cover. A whole movie about him being a Rams player, you know?
Yeah. Have you watched that movie? It's horrible.
Is it not good? Is
American
Underdog?
Absolutely. It's like a low budget. You guys ever watched like a low budget Christian movie that
is it like that?
It's that bad.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
I went to a Christian school. I've seen a lot.
But yeah, no, Kurt Warner definitely. I think it's that guy. I think Aaron Donald also up there.
Yeah.
If you were to split it between L.A. Rams and St. Louis Rams, I think Aaron Donald takes the cake for L.A. Yeah.
I really think Marshall Faulk is in the conversation.
Oh, sure.
I think it's a really tough choice between the
I
two.
think he was also a Colt before he was but I don't know. That's just me.
Seattle Seahawks.
Just the Legion of Boom as a whole.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
like it's very hard to try to distinguish one.
Yes, but I had Russell.
So,
and you can even do Marshawn.
Very unconventional.
Yeah.
It's not a player. It's not a coach. It's not an administrator.
Yeah.
It's the 12th man.
Ooh.
I can see that as well. Yes, that's a good one.
I think Seattle is
12th man is
it prides itself on that.
Yeah,
and I think that's
I like that.
That could, and I think that's why people gravitate towards Seattle so much is because of the fan connection. Because it's not I'm a fan of this team. It's I have a responsibility to this team. And I think that could be a really good argument for the face of the franchise. Faces of the franchise.
Yeah, I like that. But And Max, were you going to say something?
I was going to say it has to be Russell Wilson, though, because he loves the Seahawks so much that he's sucking for the Broncos.
Yeah, that's great.
Marshawn Lynch is up there.
Marshawn Lynch. Everyone loves Marshawn Lynch.
Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's up there, too.
I think that entire 2013-2014 team can be seen. Any one of the great players during that era could be seen as the face of the franchise.
Drew
honestly.
Lock.
Yeah, your Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman.
Wait, man, Cam.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas.
Bobby Wagner.
Earl Thomas.
Bobby Swags.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So NFC East.
Jermaine Kearse.
It's when you get into conversations like this that you realize like there's a real distinction between great historic NFL franchises and like not. Great,
exactly. Like, for the NFC East, Washington. This one's kind of hard, and this is one of those not great historic.
I had it. Yep.
I'm gonna say Sean Taylor.
I'm going to say that as well.
I feel like there's no player that embodies or was dedicated to that franchise as much, and no player who has a greater legacy than Sean Taylor.
I agree. I think some close seconds. Joe Theismann. Sammy Baugh, which is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time from back in the 30s.
Alex
but
Smith, low-key.
You got it.
I think.
Yeah.
Alex Smith is remembered.
Yeah. Alex Smith is remembered pretty highly.
I don't think he didn't really do anything.
Of the franchise,
but you can remember him in the Washington jersey. I think another one that is sadly, I think their current face of the franchise is Dan Snyder.
In the most
worst,
negative,
in the absolute worst way. Yes, that guy sucks.
Piece of
Giants.
crap.
Giants.
Oh,
I think there's between
Tiki
two.
Barber.
It's between. Yeah, I think it's between two. My pick is probably some people's ladder. Lawrence Taylor.
Ooh.
I think that's I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think
it's LT. It's Eli Manning.
Yep, it's either one of those. Yep. I think a lot of people would say Eli Manning, which completely fine.
A lot of young kids now will try to say Odell.
Odell as well.
I will not say Odell.
Obviously you don't want to say Odell, but at the same time,
like 3.
That is
the only
Odell
person
is
that
straight
people
recency
really
bias.
know.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely,
100% recency bias.
100%. Yes, but
we
young
don't know
kids
how
would
long
say
that recency bias will stand.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Odell. That's a good poll for saying like a close second or third. But I think Eli Manning and Lawrence Taylor kind of share that.
People on the live will be able to get this, but it's Eli Manning and Lawrence Taylor, and then it's like half a football field down is the next person, and it's a conversation for Odell, but I don't think it's Odell.
When you shoot a 3, you yell Curry. When you're shooting a fader, you yell Kobe. When you catch a ball one-handed, you know what you're saying? OBJ me.
Yeah.
But you're not saying that. You're not saying that.
OBJ Giants me.
Yeah, you're not saying OBJ Giants.
No, you're just saying OBJ.
I think a big reason why OBJ can't be the face of that franchise is because
he's his own player.
Himself as a player,
correct.
Himself as a person, himself as a brand is so polarizing.
He's himself.
You cannot separate. You cannot. Yeah, you can't put them in the same conversation, and that's why he hasn't worked out at some teams. Is because he's a brand.
He's that big kind of guy. He's a big personality. But yeah,
Eagles.
I think I had Lawrence Taylor. Eli Manning definitely close second with those 2 wins over
Tom
over the Patriots.
Coughlin.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin's up there, sure. And I think also Michael Strahan as well.
Yeah. Michael Strahan was good.
But I think Lawrence Taylor, for me personally,
he was the most dominant player in the league for so long.
I think he's the greatest football player.
That's because he was on that special stuff during games.
I think Lawrence. I think Lawrence Taylor is
Barry Bonds.
I think Lawrence Taylor is the greatest
special stuff.
I think Lawrence Taylor is the greatest football player of all time.
I don't disagree.
Greatest of all time?
Yes, I think Tom Brady's the greatest NFL player of all time. I think Lawrence Taylor is the greatest football player of all time, like just athletically.
Okay.
That's just me. You understand the thought process
Zach Wilson.
There. Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh.
Brian Dawkins.
Yes. B-Doc.
Brian Dawkins.
I think
maybe Randall Cunningham.
Yeah,
maybe
Randall Cunningham's up there. Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb.
Sadly. Deshaun Jackson has a big name there, but I don't think he stayed long enough.
He was
a cult hero for the
Jason
team.
Kelce is up there as well.
Jason Kelce,
honestly,
but he has the same Joe Thomas effect.
If we're talking non-players, you can definitely say some Andy Reid just for what he's done.
And their fans.
I think he's very low on the totem pole there.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman. The stuff he's done as the general manager is pretty crazy and pretty amazing.
Yeah, I have 3 more. Jalen Hurts, I think at some point in time, if he were to
win
a
future,
Super Bowl,
that's not a conversation to now.
I think he could. Nick Foles.
No.
I don't think he's the face, but I understand where you're coming from. Like if there's a Mount Rushmore, he's not there. But if there's like
he does have a statue in front of the stadium.
If there's like a Washington Monument, it's him.
When I'm thinking, which is weird. When I'm thinking of the Eagles, I think of Nick Foles for some weird reason.
That's some recency bias.
Which is crazy.
No, it's complete recency bias.
And then last one, Mark Wahlberg for the movie Invincible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then our least favorite NFC East team.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. Honestly,
I know who it is.
Jerry Jones.
Yep, that's exactly who I was going to say.
I mean, you can put whoever you want on the team on the field, but like it's Jerry Jones.
It's Jerry's world.
It's Jerry's world.
He
helped cultivate, and honestly, he picked up when he bought the franchise, kind of a dumpster fire.
1,000% agree. And it is Jerry's world.
Created America's team. As much as I hate people calling the Cowboys America's team
because they aren't.
I hate the good in the 80s, not good again.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's 100% accurate. It's 100% accurate.
But if you were to say a player,
either between two guys, Troy Aikman.
Okay.
And Emmitt Smith.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
And I would have picked Troy Aikman over Emmitt Smith. Yeah. But yeah, I had those as my two close seconds. Any disagreements there, Max?
Not really. No, I don't think so.
I think Jerry Jones is 100% the face of the Cowboys.
All right, NFC South. Let's start with the Bucs.
We're leaving the North for last.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Got a lot of words for that.
I have a two-timer.
Jameis Winston.
Low key, I had that as one of them. I have a two-timer.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady is the face of the Buccaneers franchise.
Not.
Here's the thing.
Rondé
From now until the end of the NFL, unless some player comes in and wins them like 3 Super Bowls or whatever, Tom Brady will be the first name you think of when you hear the Buccaneers. From now on.
Well, from now on.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I'm saying. So I think right now until the end of time, he's the face of the franchise.
Warren Sapp's
up there. I had him at number 2. I initially had him at number 1. What I'm thinking now, people from now on are not going to think of Warren Sapp. They're going to think of Tom Brady.
You know what? This is probably one of the only teams you can do this. Not a player, not a coach, not a fan, not an administrator. It's a jersey, and it's the creamsicle jersey.
Huh.
Let me tell you, when you think of the Buccaneers, what do you think of? I think of the creamsicle jersey.
I think of Jameis Winston.
Choice. Yeah.
I think of crab fingers. I think of we eat those.
Yes.
We eat those W's.
I low-key think of Jameis Winston, too. Jameis Winston's up there. John Gruden.
Yeah.
Up there as well. And Derek Brooks was the other one that I said as well.
Yeah, I don't totally disagree.
I think Tom Brady has cemented himself as the guy from now on.
I think of Rondé Barber because of the books I read when I was a kid.
Definitely.
Yeah. Panthers, easy.
It is?
It's Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah.
It's Cam Newton. Steve Smith's up there as well. Luke Kuechly's up there as well, but it's Cam Newton. You think of that run that they had, the MVP, the run to the Super Bowl.
The Buccaneers.
It's Cam Newton.
The Buccaneers, the Broncos stopping them.
Yep. He came back, then he
sucked.
sucked.
I think Steve Smith's really high up there, though.
He is. He's number 2.
But I think what tarnishes his face of the franchise thing is how dirty they did him, shipping him off to Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
And then when he came back and just pantsed the franchise, it was pretty good.
Yep.
But
as he should.
Yeah, he's up there. Saints.
Easy.
Brees.
It's easy, but it's tied.
No. No. Whoa.
Sean Payton.
Brees and Payton.
It's Drew Brees. It's Drew Brees,
but Sean Payton needs to be in the conversation.
I think Sean Payton's the number 2, but I think it's Drew Brees.
It's Drew Brees.
And then you can shout out Archie Manning a little bit, but I think it's
way back in the day. But he wasn't even that good of a quarterback.
Still, I know
he was good, not great, but
I think it's Drew Brees.
He was like Archie Manning was like the equivalent of
Archie.
Yeah, was the equivalent of like Kirk Cousins a little bit.
Yeah, like Kirk. Yeah,
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Falcons. I think it's easy there too. I think I swept this one. No,
I have Julio Jones.
I have. Oh wow, I have Matt Ryan.
Why?
Because Matt Ryan is the only one that's actually taken them close enough to win a Super Bowl. He was there. He won an MVP with them. If he wins that Super Bowl, he's 100% automatically the face of the franchise there.
Yeah.
But I think he still cements himself as the face of the franchise when I think of the Falcons. I think Michael Vick's up there. I think Julio's definitely a choice as well. And I think also Primetime himself.
Oh, I forgot about Deion
Sanders.
Yeah,
he just played for too many teams to where you can't really put him as a face of any franchise.
I think you can also think of him as the Cowboys
early
guy.
in his career, Deion Sanders.
He was a Cowboy.
Yeah.
He was a...
Yeah,
Ooh.
But I still think of Matt Ryan. But I think Julio and I think Michael Vick are definitely also choices.
Are we on to the North?
Yes.
And
let's
North is it.
Let's start with the worst team in the NFC North, the Chicago Bears.
Dude,
Brian Urlacher.
Ooh, I think that's recency bias on your part.
I'm thinking someone else. So obviously you have it's a huge franchise.
Oh,
it is an old franchise. Obviously, you got the big names. You have the refrigerator. You have Walter Payton, Sweetness. I personally, the one player I think about is Devin Hester. I think
that's
Devin
an
Hester.
interesting take.
There's Brian Urlacher. There's Jay Cutler. You could even call it because he was there. He was there for so long.
Matt Forte.
But I have Devin Hester.
Was something else.
Yeah. He was something else on that team, and I remember going up against him, and he was one of my favorite players, and I hated it.
Yeah, you're talking about Madden, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not talking about in real life.
No, in real life, no. It's still in real life. I still liked him.
Yeah.
Because he was just so fun to watch.
You as a Packers fan going against him.
Yes, and it was sad.
Got it. For mine, I think when I think of the Bears, I think of the 80s. I think of the sausage. I think of the mustaches. I think of the cool glasses. And there's only one guy that embodies that era of winning and excellence in the Bears franchise, and it is Mike Ditka. That's
a good one. Quarterback.
That's a good one.
But I think Walter Payton's definitely 100%.
Walter Payton's up there. Yes. I think Brian Urlacher deserves to be up there.
He is. No. That is not an awful choice.
Deserves to be up there. I think Matt Forte deserves to be up there.
Wasn't Mike Ditka, however you say his last name, the quarterback?
Ditka.
Huh?
Wasn't he like the quarterback of that team?
I think
he was the head coach.
Head coach? Oh, I was thinking someone else.
Yeah.
Was
the Saints before or after him?
I have no idea.
Trading everything for what's his face? When he was at the Saints, he traded his entire draft for Ricky Williams.
Yeah, Ricky Williams.
And then, halfway through the season, he was taking post-game pressers, and he was just livid.
Yeah. I think another couple players up there, Gale Sayers and Dick Butkus, are both two players that you can name up there as well.
And the guy that handed the ball off to Walter Payton.
Yeah.
All right. Minnesota Vikings, it's pretty simple.
AP.
I think secondary close is Randy Moss.
Yeah, I was gonna say AP, Randy Moss.
Those are the only two.
I think Jettas has a chance, but
he does in the future. He's one of those future picks.
Yeah. And then I also
Kirk
think
Cousins.
Kirk. Yeah,
no.
Teddy Bridgewater a little bit, but not really.
No, that's recency.
I think there was a lot of connection.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of connection with him and the fans.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And kind of
miracle.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen was remembered.
Adam Thielen's a good one as well.
He's in Carolina now.
Brett Favre.
Oh wow! We are staring daggers.
He sucked on that team.
Yeah. They almost made it to the Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter. Brett Favre wasn't good.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last two teams that obviously you guys have been
Packers,
waiting for.
because I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Packers.
It's his show. Yeah.
The Packers. Yeah. The Packers is one person. And
I think
they have the greatest title in the sport named after them.
Oh yeah, good. Okay, glad we're thinking of the same
Vince
guy.
Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi.
Nobody else. It's Vince Lombardi.
Who are you going
to say for that? Well, obviously there's Vince
Brett Favre,
Lombardi.
Aaron Rodgers,
Bart Starr.
Yep,
Bart Starr.
That was the quarterback of that team, basically. Obviously, you say Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers has 4 MVPs.
Yes,
but 1 championship to
show up. But I think what he's doing right now and what he's done in the past couple years,
he's not going to be remembered.
Kind of tarnishing his face of the franchise.
And if we had
Brett
to look
Favre
like
the same thing.
Current right now, who will have to be the face of this franchise going forward, we're gonna have. As a fan, I'm hoping Jordan Love does the same thing that Brett Favre did for Aaron Rodgers, and now Aaron Rodgers is hopefully making him into this specimen of a quarterback that just hasn't touched the field yet.
Yeah,
well, we saw him play that one time.
It's Vince.
It's Vince Lombardi.
Yeah,
it's Vince Lombardi,
which is good. I think.
Who am I thinking of? They had a really Reggie White.
Oh, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, Reggie White's another one.
Reggie
White.
Reggie Wayne's a Cole.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie White.
Also, you got to get Greg Jennings, putting the team on his back.
Donald Driver, personally, for me.
Devontae Adams a little bit.
Eddie Lacy.
I love you ever just sitting around a room and naming
Jordy
football
Nelson.
players,
I
love doing
Donald
that.
Donald Driver was my favorite player. He is my favorite player ever. Him and BJ Raji.
There you go. But yeah, I think Vince Lombardi. Do you have Rodgers or Favre?
I have Rodgers above Favre.
You have Rodgers above Favre. You have Favre or Rodgers?
I have Favre.
You have Favre. I have Favre above Rodgers as well.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
I have Favre above Rodgers. That's just me.
You're wrong.
Okay, best team in the NFL. Team we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
Face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Dan Orlovsky.
What?
Oh, you guys don't even know who it is.
I know who Dan Orlovsky
is.
Hey, he played 3 games for the Indianapolis Colts in 2011 when Peyton Manning had his neck surgery. He is a Colts starting quarterback.
It's simple. It's one of the. It's probably easily the top 2 greatest running backs of all time. Barry Sanders.
Yep.
I would like to say honorable mention to Megatron. Honorable mention to Matt Stafford.
Yes, and I think in that order as well.
Exactly in that order.
I can't name any other
Dan
Campbell.
I still can't
Jared
name
Goff.
any other. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just can't name anyone else. I can name Jeff Okuda.
This is my face of the franchise for the Lions, by the way.
So
hold on. What are you guys?
I have a negative one.
Ooh.
Well, not a negative one.
Yeah.
One of the best Detroit Lions of all time. Bobby Lane.
Okay.
And the curse of Bobby Lane when he left.
I don't know if I know a whole lot about that.
Basically, they traded him, and he said for the next 100 years. Here, I'll look it up.
Suck.
But he basically said for the next 100 years, you guys will not win an NFL championship, and they didn't.
Yeah, wow.
Kind of worked out pretty well.
Good call by him. But no, every time that I think of the Lions, for whatever reason, I think of sitting in my friend's basement, watching the Colts drive down the field with Andrew Luck, and Andrew Luck throwing a last-second touchdown pass to Donnie Avery at Ford Field. I don't know why that's like every time I think of the Lions, that's initially what pops into my mind. So Donnie Avery is my face of the franchise for the Detroit Lions. I'm kidding, it's Barry Sanders, but yeah.
I'll add to this. Pontiac Silverdome was an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
Before Ford Field. I mean, I never went because obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I'm 20. But Pontiac Silverdome's pretty known in the legacy of the Detroit Lions, and also some of the coolest jerseys in the NFL year in year out.
There you go.
Just happens to be on a really bad team.
Well, this is one of our longest episodes ever.
Easily one of our longest episodes ever.
Sorry.
Honorable mention Packers Lambeau Field.
Oh, yeah.
Loki.
Nobody wanted to play there.
Nobody wanted to play there, but like the Ice Dome.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to go to that.
That's a good pull.
It's a scary.
You could also say the same for like Arrowhead Stadium or I think it's Loom Field.
But Lambeau's better than all
in
of
Seattle
those.
right now.
Yeah.
I still don't want to go to a Packers game because it's cold there.
But yeah.
Either way, one of our longest episodes ever, but also a very fun episode. Really nice NFL episode. Max, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Where can people follow you on socials?
Anytime.
Yeah, where can we follow you?
At Max_Robson51 is my Instagram handle. That's basically the only other one I use. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it.
Got it.
I once got Sour Patch Kids to respond to me though. So
hey, wow,
so cool.
What a shot!
I threatened them.
Oh, gee, what? I'll ask you later.
All right. Make sure you follow us on socials. Catch us back here next week. And as always, Underqualified Knuckleheads Country.
Let's ride.